there! Welcome and welcome back to The Whole Bucket. And Let's Make Journals 100% Junk Edition. For you, a week has gone by. I mean, at least, if you're following along at the time of release. Okay. Anyway, for me, it's only been a few minutes, and the only thing that has changed on this whole desk, even the parts you can't see, is that my coffee cup is now refilled. Otherwise, nothing has moved. Not one. I gave this a little bit of time to dry. I am quite happy with it, but it is a very fragile card. It's not even a card. It's just a paper. It's just a paper. And these edges here and here are so thin and fragile, but I don't know what to do about it, really. So I'm going to think about that for later. What I might do is just put another layer of something here. In fact, why am I even saying that? Let's just do it. How about might put another layer back here? What if we just put... Is this big enough? This isn't big enough. Ah, rats. Rats. That would have been a fun way to use the last bit of coloring page, scribble page. Here's something. So this is just a scrap of paper from the fabric that I used for some stuff. Is it even in this journal though? I don't know if it is, but these colors are. That would be cheating, wouldn't it? If I use this? I don't know if this is part of this project, so I'm not going to use it because I think it might be from something else, and if that's the case, then it might have used tools and processes not part of this situation. What if I back it with this? I kind of love that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So, I was doing some thinking. I have a friend who also makes videos on YouTube, and this is a silly thing. So I know if you're watching this, this probably doesn't apply to you. But I want to talk about a little bit of a YouTube issue. So the thing is that I make these long haul videos, right? Stream of consciousness, whole process, unedited, long videos. They're not for everybody. Not everybody has that kind of time. If they're not for you, I apologize that this is the way I do things, but it's not going to change because, well, of reasons. There are reasons. They're legitimate, but we don't need to go into all that, right? The point is that for this other person I know, some people have made some nasty comments, which I don't understand because, as we all know, if it's not your thing, then don't watch it, right? But there's another thing that I think we all understand, all of us creators, right? I think we all understand that you don't have to watch the whole video. I know somebody who watches long haul videos at double speed, so that's a thing. Also, oh, that's just lovely. Okay. Okay, what am I trying to say? You can watch them at double speed, or you can skip around, or, okay, so this is, true confession. I don't really watch many long haul videos, except when I'm working without recording. Then I will put my favorite artists on and let them run in the background. It means I miss a lot because I'm busy working, or I run out of the room for a while, or whatever, but I just keep letting them play, and I get a lot of inspiration and ideas that way, and I feel like they're keeping me company. So you can just let it play in the background, and maybe you don't catch every little thing. If you want to catch the details, skip around. If you just want to see what you're starting with and what you get out of it, just look at the beginning and then look at the end. True confession, again, I'll get back to that. When I sit down to actually watch a video, whether it's long haul or not, I will watch the beginning to see what the project is going to be. If they didn't show the project, I will skip to the end to see what it turns out like, and then I'll go back to the past introduction stuff and see how they got there. That's actually the exact same way I read a book. I will read the first couple chapters, then I will read the ending, and then I will figure out how they got there. I don't understand what that is, but, you know, there you go. I'm just saying that rather than complaining about the way people are doing their videos, because they're doing them that way for a reason, it works for them one way or another, or they see value in it, because there is value in all the things. Whatever the reason is, it's happening that way. I don't understand why it deserves negative comments. You don't have to be mean. Just either don't watch it or use it in a way that makes sense for you. Okay, that's my big thing. Don't be mean. All the text page, we did all that stuff. Am I happy with this card? I just said I'm happy with it and I love it, and now I don't like it. Gosh, I'm weird about this card. You know why? Same thing I said last week, is I just don't like the way the plaid idea turned out at all. I'm so unhappy with it. I'm wondering if I edge this card, if I'll like it any better. I think I will. I think I will. So I'm going to put just a dark... I'm mixing... Here, shoot. I am mixing some black and brown to give a really hard line on this one. I'm not sure why, but I'm kind of thinking it echoes the lines in the plaid road. In the plaid road that is now mimicking a trellis. Not at all, but that's what I tried to make it be in my head. Okay. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Whoops. No, get off my picture. Get off of there. Okay, there we go. Not soaking in. I actually do like it better framed. I might actually have to make the frame deeper. It's very shallow frame right now, but I'm going to set that up there to dry a speck, and let's go back to the other side. All that back side. Edge the card and the picture on the card. Color and decorate the page. Okay. Easy enough. We're going to edge this thing. I will edge it to match the card that we just did with the black and brown, because this menu has black in it as well, and because this is what I'm now calling the moldy page. It looks moldy. Oh my gosh, that is, oh, it wasn't supposed to look moldy. But it does, you know, whatever. So I'm doing the mixing off screen still. I mean, I don't think you need to see every mix of my watercolors. I don't know why I kept doing that. That's silliness. But I'm just mixing the brown and the black, getting a really dark brown. Really, really dark. What I should do is mix a little of that orange red in it too, so that it's, you know, blending all the colors that we're currently using. but I didn't, so I'm not going to. On a future bit, I probably will, though, because that's just a good idea. That is continuity. Alright, so I like that framed. I'm going to do... Oh my goodness, that's going to be rough. I'm going to take my tiny brush and use the same bit. Because it says, I said I wanted to frame this as well. Framing a picture that's already on a mat is just silly. This is like the most difficult way to do this, so I don't know. If you're like me and want everything edged, and you try to not edge like I did in this journal, just do what you love. I love things edged, and I'm just proving to myself that even though I like to push limits, I cave. I eventually cave. To what works for me. Okay, so I see all kinds of reasons I should have added the red, like I said. So I still might. I still might to both cards. And I'll show you why. There's the red again. And there's the pink red. So if I take, here's what I want to experiment just a speck here. Let's take, I need new water. There we go. And I will pull this back a little bit just because now I'm going to talk about mixing. So if I take this red-orange color and I mix it with the brown and maybe a touch of the black, but maybe not because that's already going to turn out pretty dark. If I do that, will it turn the brown will it turn the edging enough to match? And yeah, it totally does. Now it matches the oranges and it matches the reds. Can you tell? Yeah, you can. So I should have done that right off the bat, but 2 layered edging is not bad. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Now I've incorporated the black on the page and I'm incorporating the colors, so I don't hate this. I do not hate that. Okay. Why not? Why not? This is also bleeding in the core color, in the core of the picture. Bleed, 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 bleed. Why are you leaking? My water's leaking again. Now it's almost gone. Because it's not, the seal isn't sealing. Okay. I got it to seal, but I might have to stop this and go get new water because that's ridiculous. Okay. So this is not done because I want to add a little something to the card. Let's take a look at the back. Okay, the back is definitely okay writing space. It's a little dark for writing space, but it's not outrageous. But let's add just a little detail down here. Oh wait, before we do that, we can do the orange brown, red brown on here as well. And I think we can do this on the back too. I think this will look nice on that flower background that we ended up putting back there. Let's take a look. Okay, wait, there we go. If you've been following this series, you will have seen me say a bunch of times, I've never done this before. In a lot of cases, that's entirely true. In other cases, it's just partly true, like I'm doing something different to something I've done before, right? But I want you to know, if you're just starting out on doing stuff like this, like creating a journal or creating cards or creating ephemera, junk anything, decorating anything, right? The whole idea of this project and a lot of projects in junk journaling and whatever is that you go with the results. So when I say I've never done this before, it's true. Either completely or just a new twist on something that I have done before, but I've never done it this way before. If I have said a few times now that I love the way that this color, watercolor, is bleeding into the core of the paper that I'm putting it on. If I had wanted to do that on purpose, I would have never known how to do that. I would say that's ridiculous. What do you mean you want color to go only into the core but not affect the top layer? What are you talking? No, you can't do that. Well, I learned that you can. So now that we know that there are some papers that you can tear edges and it will bleed into the core and not affect the top layer. Cool. But don't always think that you have to get an effect on purpose. Work with what happens. Experiment. Play. It doesn't matter, right? Just play. Just play. Okay, that's drying. We'll let that dry. Is this dry yet? Or dry enough anyway? Let's move on with some decor on this. And I'm wondering if we could just put a little pretend leaf thingy and maybe a bee. Do we maybe put a bee? I actually kind of like that. Makes it pretty cartoony. And I'm putting it in here to cover the scholastic part, because that's a scholastic book order form. And these are, the leaves and the bee are cut out from the scholastic book order form too. So that's kind of funny. And I actually like that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tear this down just a speck. Just a speck right there. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Whoops, get out of there, bee. It's not your turn yet. The humor of covering the scholastic with scholastic is not lost on me. I don't know that anybody else will find it humorous, but I do, because I'm really easy to impress. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to tickle my funny bone. In fact, just recently, I learned a number limerick, and I thought that was hilarious. And it's just the silliest thing. And I'm going to share it on Wine With Me Wednesday, this Wednesday. So if you want to know a number limerick, and you are watching this as it... Oh, wait. No, I am sorry. I lied. Because this is not this week. This is a couple weeks past. So I shared my limerick already. If you missed it, maybe I'll run into it and we can share it here too. I don't know where it is. It's here somewhere though. There it is. Here, I will share my limerick with you because that's important to journal creation. This is my number limerick, and I just learned this. I mean, maybe you already know this, but okay. Anywho, a dozen, a gross, and a score, plus 3 times the square root of 4, divided by 7, plus 5 times 11, equals 9 squared and no more. I love that. It's a number limerick. I didn't know there was such a thing until not too terribly long ago. What if we put morning song on here? Does this look like a morning song? I think it kind of does. I think we're putting a morning song on this page. A dozen, a gross, and a score. Plus 3 times the square root of 4. Okay, that's enough of that, girl. Just move on. So I think we're going to put that out there. And then this would go in here. And I am going to be a stubborn little brat and really try to get this strip incorporated. Oh, and I think it might work here. I might actually get to use this. What do you think? Can I get away with that? Oh gosh. Oh gosh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, people. So, first things first. First, let's get this toned down a speck like we did the other one, only not as much. Not as much as we did on the card. On the card, we've nearly obliterated anything that was the plaid. On this time, I'd like to really water down the red-orange color. I wish I could add white, but it's almost empty. But let's just put this on. It is almost obliterating again. That's because it's a really dark orange. But here's what I'll do, is I will... Oh, shoot. Don't curl up. Don't curl. I will do this. There we go. I like that. So I wonder if, in fact, not I wonder, I think this is what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to tear this off and put a bit under Morning Song. And then take the other bit and put it right here. So one horizontal bit and one vertical bit. First, I'm going to edge Morning Song in green. Going back to that old green again. Oh my gosh, it's almost gone. Good grief. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Oh shoot, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Work on the opposite. told to decide that you want to stay cleaner away from the brush, girl. Now if I make mistakes, they'll be on the back. See how that works? I wish I would remember that all the time. Okay, definitely gonna do that. Definitely gonna tear this off like right about there. Or right there. Glue that down. Okay. We have a plan. I like a plan. I like a plan. My time for today is almost half over and I've gotten nowhere and I've talked about limericks. I apologize. If you're one of those sticklers for get more done, show me more stuff, I am letting you down. I was actually requested to finish this product in real time, and if you are listening, you know who you are. I am honoring your request, dear. I am doing this in such real time, it's ridiculous. Ow, ow, I just put my shoulder out by pushing down on it. Whatever. Gosh, that's ridiculous. Ow. I mean, seriously, how fragile can you get? You gotta put your arm out by just pushing down on a piece of paper. Okay. Okay, there we go. I like that. And now, because this is just such a big blank bit and not incorporating anything from anywhere else in the book, I'm going to put this piece right here. And I think that's all I'm going to do. I think that's enough to just carry the theme over, you know? I think that's enough, really. So that goes there. This goes here. This is now dry enough and goes here. I do like it better now that it's framed. Yep, I do. I'm beginning to not hate it. I really feel like this should have something designy on it, but I kind of like it chunky, so we might come back to that. But we got that done. Let's just let's see where we are at. All the text page, the back side, color the edge of the card, picture on the card, color decorate the page. I decided to only put that little strip on there, and I'm good with that. I love the layering of this. I love Morning Song. I think that totally fits the picture. What is on here? Is that just glare? No, I got a little paint there. There we go. Okay, so we did that. Remember, everything I'm writing here is just ideas. We don't have to do anything. Moldy page, it says leave it or color the lead edge. So the lead edge would be here. Do I want to color it? And actually I do, but only a tiny bit. So I'm going to take the brush that still has some of the green in and pick up some of that orange. It'll create some kind of orangey brown. And I'm just going to go like that. That's it. Yep, I'm happy with that. Copying the color across. And making a big fat mess while I'm at it. So I'm going to put this blocking page in here so that that line doesn't end up on the other pages. Alright, what do we got? We're done with the moldy page. The half craft page. Hint at lines and maybe tear the front edge. So I'm not going to tear the front edge because I don't want to. Instead, I think we will edge the front edge. This time more green. Yep, this time more green. No! Good grief. I made it worse instead of better. Whatever. Here we go. Sure, why not? And now we got to hint at lines. You know what? Watercolor is going to be really hard to hint at the lines on here. I might have to do this one with a pen. This is going to bleed through and it's going to make a mess all over the place. So I think I'm going to do it with the pen. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I will try to stutter my lines. And I'm going to put this in here because it would be very like me to accidentally slip with my pen and color all over the place. That sounds like me. Yeah, see what I mean? It's way too exact. There's a little more stuttery, but I'm not happy with that either. I don't have enough control over my hands to do a good stuttery line. So I'm just going to have to do wisps. Now I've gone silent. Radio silence, not good for video. Sorry, I was concentrating on line placement. I apologize. There we go. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. Yeah, see, even the pen bled through. Can you see that? Oh, yes, you can. Good grief. I knew watercolor was a bad idea for this paper. I don't have experience with it. I didn't know that, like, for sure. But this is packing paper, and it's extremely thin. It's sturdy, so I'm not worried about it quality-wise for the journal. It will be perfectly fine in here as a journal paper. But, for an art paper, it is thin. Whoopsie. Now I ran into my finger and messed up my own lines. See, if I had paint, it wouldn't look so bad. It would just look like bleeding paint or spreading paint or something I'm trying to say and can't properly say. But because it's pen, it looks terrible, and I hate it very, very much. Okay, that's what we're doing. Hints of lines. Hints of lines, and I didn't tear the front edge, I colored it instead. Tiny page. We have a tiny page right here. A strip of color at the front edge. Add art to the card. So we have another plaid situation, but we know how to deal with that now. And we need color, a strip of color at the front edge. So we have this and this and this that I'll grab super quick for color. I think that's a good idea. I think I will stick to it. But I need to see what's under here. Wow, we got like nothing going on. This is very brown. This is all very brown. A little tad of orange sticking out. That's going to stay there. So we could really go any direction with this. I could do a strip of this metallic. I could do a strip of the crayon scribble page. I kind of like the chaos of the scribble page here because it already is a little bit of a chaotic page. Did I already look at this? We could do a strip of the purple. Blarg. Okay, I have an idea for the purple. So I'm going to try something. What if we fold this in half? The long way. The hot dog way. And then okay, I'm going to tear this right at this line because that gives me a good starting point. And then I'm going to tear it again here because I think that's, well, I'm going to tuck that in anyway. So what if I make a really long tab for this? On this side, I could just fold it over a tiny bit. And put it on the page really far. This could now be a tiny tuck spot. So we could take something like this piece that didn't get used yet and tuck it into there and have a tiny little card in there. I kind of like this tiny little card, but I think it's actually too small. Now it looks like, what's the point? But the colors are great with this. I gotta think about that. Then on this side, because this pocket already has an edge, I could just tear this off super shallow. Let's see if I can get this shallow enough. Now I have just a little, let's see if this would even look good. Now I have a little torn edge framing for that picture. I gotta, there we go. Pull it away. I tore it too shallow. Wouldn't you know? But that's my idea. To glue that right there. I think it's okay that I tore it too much because I don't think that's necessary. What if we just glued it down and made it a tab like this just for the other side? And now it's a tuck spot on the other side and it's a little tab. And I think that's actually kind of good. And I'm not entirely sold on this idea, but it's kind of turning into something. So I need clean water again, but this thing just does not seal properly, and then it wastes all my water. And okay, I want to edge this one with purple, so I'm over in the paints and I'm doing the darkest purple I have with the brightest blue I have. I'm just gonna make this tab really stand out. instead of tearing that tear off, I'm going to paint it. So that can stick out on the top a little bit. I like that. All right. So now this ends up being a tab. That's all it is, just a tab. I don't know what else I was going to say right there. Okay, let's glue this down. And glue this down. We gotta we gotta glue both of those folded edges down. Okay. So now if this is going to end up a tuck spot pocket thingy, needs a little bit of paint right there, and it needs to be glued so this part doesn't show the white but still sticks out a little bit. So it would be about right there, and it's just an extra long tab so that it can be a pocket too. I don't know that we need a tuck spot on both sides of this, so I don't know if I'll put anything in here, but we'll see, right? There's definitely stuff that could be put in another tuck spot, like this, for instance, which really matches this and has a little bit of orange in it just in the background, and oh, I really like this, but it's too small. I'm gonna ponder a bit on that one. I could totally cheat. I mean, it wouldn't be cheating. It actually wouldn't be cheating, because I've already established I'm going to use this book for this project. But it just so happens that I have 2 of this book, and I could go find this picture in the other book and get a bigger piece of it. And I feel like that's cheating because I do. Because I don't know. Okay. We have a tuck spot. I'm going to put this right here because I just love that combination right there. I feel like it's meant to be. What I could do, what I could do, and you can do this too, is just create another piece. So what if I put tea-dyed paper on the back of this one, turn it into a journaling card, right? And then just create another journaling bit to go behind it. So double or triple layer this paper. It's actually not big enough, so I don't care for it, but I like the idea. I like the idea. Let's see what else we got. We have this. We have the original of it too. Should I tear a strip of this off again? I think I will. This might work super nice. So, I want to save this top right here. So I think I'm going to tear this right here. This is not wide enough now. Well, unless I do this one. Then I just have to tear a bit off of it. Grr. Yep. I tore that all wrong. So let's see, I have to make it a little shorter, but I like the bases. So that means, oh my gosh, if I like the bases, that means I have to take this off just a hair to not wreck this top. And will this fit in the pocket now? And it's ripped right there, so I can make a round corner. There, now it'll fit. There we go. It fits. Magic. Can you believe it? It's perfect. I gotta tear this edge a little bit. And I don't know, you know what? This is actually kind of dumb. I don't know why I'm tearing it now, because I'm gonna have to tear it again when I get it on some backing paper. Let's pull out a piece of our tea-dyed paper from this project. We'll glue both of these down and get them torn out and see how they look in their new home. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue stick all over the place. That'll give me space to tear. Nope. I forgot what you were doing, lady. Don't forget what you're doing. Okay, that one and this one. This one I only need to tear on the top and bottom. It's cut on the sides. This one I need to cut on the top and one side, or yeah, tear and cut. Top on one side, bottom on one side. Okay, I'm going to let this dry for a second because there's tons of extra glue, as you can see. That was a bit silly, but I wanted to make sure I had enough space. And now I can't really cut or tear because it would just make a big fat mess. So, while I'm waiting for that to get a little more friendly, let's flip it over because it said add art to the card. So we have bunches of stuff over here. I'm wondering if we should just go ahead and add, no, I don't want to add this because it's almost gone. We have the shadow bits still, the parts that bled through, right? We have that still, but I don't really like that with that. That's not. How about we change it up? What if we got this on there? Why? I don't know, just cause. You know what would help? If we tone this down like we did the other plaid road bits. Because right now I'm not able to see what I want to see because it's just too glary. So, same deal. Put this red-orange color on it and then squash it on our napkin. We wouldn't want too much coverage. Let's see what happened. I like that better already. Okay. I do like the purple edge. That's cool. Makes me think we need to get some purple in here. Definitely already have the orange going on. That's peeking out there. There's a tiny bit of that orange red right there. Oh, just right there. This is actually way more red. So let's get something maybe purpley going on here, or maybe completely neutral going on here. So I have this, and we have this we could tear stuff out of. Both of those borders on the other pages are just too small. Oh, look at what I had. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. There is more of that page right there. And there's... I did use both pages. I forgot that I used both pages of that. That's that bubble. I also have this. I wanted to use that in the first place. I'm okay that I didn't realize I had both pages of that though, because now I used this little piece. I didn't waste it, and I created some layering, and I continued the, you know, the hand-drawn swirly thingy jobbers. So I am not heartbroken at all that that turned out the way it did. I have this I would love to use, and this I would love to use, although it has some gluey garbage on it. I'm scrounging over on the side. I'm just scrounging a bit. Just scrounging. No, I don't want any of that. Okay, let's end the scrounging, or we're going to get nothing done. Let's look at these options. So, we have this little card. It's going to go in this page setup. Could we just put some metallic bits? We sure could, but I don't think that's going to look very good by itself. Could we put a neutral piece of, you know, planet rotate? I think that's planet rotation, sun rotation, something. Sure could, but it doesn't really pull the thing off by itself. We have a bit of gate right here. And some flowers. Could we do a bit of flowers? We sure could do a bit of these flowers. This section right here kind of incorporates everything on this page. The tree doesn't, although I really want to use it. I could use the bench. Oh, I like the bench. Okay, the bench feels like it's a shadow of what could also be happening in this garden. This feels like a repeat and a continuation of the garden, but maybe a little too nose on the nose. Nose on. Maybe a little too on the nose. I'm going to try that. I like this. A shadowy bit. Oh. Where do we want to tear it? I want the bench to be down. So yeah, I'm going to tear it right at this path going in front of the bench. And then it's going to have to be torn off at the top a bit. I think I might have done it a little too much. Nope, not enough actually. Okay, so let's do it careful, because I don't want to do the bottom. I do want to do this side a tiny bit. Oh my goodness, a tiny, tiny bit. Yeah, now I don't like it anymore. No. What have I done? So I kind of wish there was more of the plaid going on. But honestly, that's enough of a border for this. Let's see what we think of that, if that's the card. Oh my gosh. For me, that is the complete right idea. If I had my druthers, it would be out like this more. The pocket is a little more... I could put some glue way in there and just make it so that you can only tuck it into so far, right? I actually might do that. I don't think I've ever done that. That feels so cheaty right there. Okay, let's edge this anyway. Let's edge this in that dark red, brown, black thingy we were doing. All right. I really need to drink up my coffee. My coffee is not going to do me any good when it's just sitting in its cup. Instead, I should be drinking it because I should always be drinking things. That's why. Okay, I'm going to let this just bleed in for a few seconds because we learned that that bleeds in very nicely. And I'm going to do the same edge on the card piece. So again, just going off the screen a bit and mixing up that brown black business. Brown black red business. That's too much. Come on. Come on. There we go. Way too much. No, I must be getting, I'm getting impatient. That's what I'm doing. That's never good for me. And it is kind of my natural state. Patience is not a strength I have. It is definitely a shortcoming. Okay, let's move this over so I can blot this a bit. Clean the brush. Drink some coffee. That's a good idea. Alrighty. I don't like that spot that I missed. There we go. Now it's unmissed. Parts of it bled to the back. I actually kind of like that. Look at that big fat mess back there. Kind of like it. Now, actually, let's put this together off the book, because this is still really soggy. And I don't want to make a mess if I can help it. I don't mind cleaning up messes, just not all. I mean, that's just not all the time. Okay. There's what we're doing. Oh, I like it. I like it. It's coming together. All right. All right. Does this need a sentiment? I don't like very many sentiments. I like words. I don't like a lot of phrases. I don't like mushy stuff. There's a lot of stuff I don't like as far as sentiments in journals, but I do like a word that portrays a possible feeling, or even an intended feeling. Sometimes you might hear journal makers saying they don't put too much into it because the person who owns it should put their stuff into it. Totally true. Totally true. Once somebody has a journal of mine, I hope they do whatever they want to every single bit. Either nothing at all or tearing it all apart or anything in between. And just whatever it takes to make it theirs, right? On the other hand, I am creating an art piece that hopefully inspires a certain feeling. And I like to make sure that they're positive feelings. So if I put that kind of thing into the journal, I try to make sure it's going to be positive stuff. I wonder if I can get up. I need some glue in there because I want this to sit where I want this to sit. Here's another thing that we're doing that I have never done before. I have never cheated at pocket placement. This is ridiculous. So I'm going to put some liquid glue in there and I'm going to glue part of my pocket shut. Oh my. Honestly, never done that before. Oh, let's see. I don't want to put another horizontal thing here. Do I maybe want to put a piece of color sticking out from the pocket? I'm going to try this quick while we're waiting for some glue and some paint to dry, because that's not exciting. But adding a bit of pizzazz to the bottom of this might be fun. I don't like that it's taking up all the pink flowers, but it does add something. All right, let's see where this sits though. Too high. Oh, just a tiny, tiny speck across the bottom might be fun. I glued the pocket shut in the wrong place. There we go. All right, so I'm going to tear this. And see if this is just a complete waste of time or if this is actually kind of cool to put just a smidge along the bottom of this pocket. Just a smidge of the metallics that we're using in the book. I don't know why, because it doesn't really add much, but I like it and I'm going to put it on there. There doesn't really have to be a why, does there? Not really. 'Cause is the best answer. Actually, 'cause I like it is the best answer. But that's when it's your journal. You need to like what you're doing. As an artist who does a lot of these, I need to like what I'm doing. If I don't put something together and say, oh, it's very pretty, right? I'm not saying it because I'm braggy. But if I make something, and I'm trying to either sell it or give it away, or I want it for a gift to make somebody happy, hopefully, I sure better like it. Otherwise, I'm just giving somebody garbage, and what good is that? None. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. I like what I'm doing. I hope somebody else likes it also. And when you're doing it, you should like what you're doing and be very happy and proud of yourself. And if you don't like it, here's the fun part about junk journaling especially. Just keep working with it till it turns into something you like. There is no limit to the layers of paint and stuff that you can do. Unless you totally wreck a thing. Like if you just add so many layers and so much water to it that it rips and falls apart and disintegrates, well, you know, then start over. It's only paper after all. Okay, I am past my hour and we didn't get very far. What did we get done? Well, maybe we got farther than I thought because we got the back of this page done. We got a little more on this side done to make it more cohesive, right? We got this page done. And then we just edged this, we lined and edged this, and then we started here. We don't have a card for this yet. We might or might not, but we finished this as well. So we got all the way from here that's done, that's done, that's done, because it says leave it. I'm totally cheating. And then we're at the center. Oh, look at that. We're in the middle. Yay. Okay. So yeah, this is, Let's Make Journals, the 100% junk edition. Please like, comment, subscribe on my channel and all the channels that bring value to your day or to your art or to your life or to anything. It helps everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next week with some more progress on this 100% junk journal.